Oh, I'm still recording. We are headed downtown to visit the Little Huts. I'm so excited to go see Carolyn Street and Wild Little Fawns, and then we're gonna grab an early dinner. By we, I mean me and this guy, the husband, who looks very serious right now.
I was deciding whether I pass these cars or not.
And I wanted to, we're gonna vlog our day and all that fun stuff, but I really wanted to ask him and then give you my take on being in a relationship where you're both entrepreneurs, or one of us is an entrepreneur, because at one point I wasn't an entrepreneur and he was, so I kind of had both experiences. And obviously now we're always busy. You'll never find time unless you make it. Like, you'll just always be busy. There's always a to-do list. We're always working, but you also have to find what works for you guys. So for example, it's 2 p.m. on a Saturday and we're going on a date. Now you're probably like, why would you go on a date at this time? We have the entire evening pretty much. I think he might have a podcast scheduled later, but we pretty much have the entire day, the rest of the day open. But instead of doing the traditional, go out to dinner at 7 p.m., go to a movie at 9 p.m. or whatever, vice versa. I'm pregnant. I'm also tired all the freaking time. So I know that's not optimal for us to enjoy ourselves and have the energy. So a day is much better for us, because we've bought, how many times have we bought movie tickets and not gone?
6 or 7 since being married.
We tend to buy movie tickets. Like, we'll buy movie tickets at like noon for like a 7, 8, 9 p.m. show. And then we literally were just like, do we really want to go? Because no, we're home, we're tired, and we'd rather be doing something else. So we just don't go to the movies. So I wanted to get Matt's take on how to make it work, whether you're in a marriage relationship with an entrepreneur or you're both entrepreneurs. So I'm going to pan to you, but keep your eyes on the road, mister.
Is there like a format of questions, or you just...
No, just like I want your take on like how things that you can do to continue to work on your relationship while also owning a business.
Because we're being honest.
We've worked really hard in the last year. It wasn't always sunshine and rainbows.
I've worked really hard for years. But
I meant on our relationship,
yes.
not at work.
I mean, I've still worked hard. So I think to actually answer that, you kind of have to go back a little bit. One of the things, because like Amanda said, I was an entrepreneur. I was a gym owner before she was, and she had a corporate job, and I think it was frustrating at times because she would see me working till like 1 a.m. or like I always was on my phone or computer answering video reviews, talking to athletes, doing something related to my job. And it was so counterculture to her because she'd grown up in a 9-to-5 workplace, and that's just how she associated work. Once she left the office, it was done.
Yeah, I'm going to insert that. When I left the office, whatever. I was not always done, let's be real. That's why I left corporate. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but it was like, so I had to figure out how to kind of flex with that and figure out my own schedule, because obviously, like, before we started dating, like, I was just single, working, doing my thing, and that's obviously a relationship thing. But I think one of the other things like that we've gotten better at is we've started to dictate what days, and we've started encapsulating work versus play, so to say. And like, I know, and it took me a lot longer to figure it out. I think as nicely as I can say, you're still figuring out because your job's kind of flexing all the time. Like, Saturdays, I don't plan on I have to work still, I go to the gym, but after that, like, I don't do any programming. If I happen to have free time, I do video review or talk to athletes or answer emails and stuff. But, like, I know Saturday is, like, an off day, but Sunday I have always, and she knows that I need to program that day. That's when all my athletes send me all their video feedback for the week, etc., and I can get essentially my week set and ready to go. And then Tuesday's another day. Like, Tuesday's an off day, and I may or may not have used to like ask Amanda if I could go to the gym and work out, or hey, I'm gonna go to the gym because I like my job, so I want to be there. So like, I needed to figure out that probably wasn't the best decision on my day off to like burn my wife and go hang out at the gym for 4 or 5 hours. Wasn't really good for us time. It was me time.
But I really quickly wanted to touch too on Sundays. So knowing he's super busy on Sundays, and Sunday's always been my like planning day ever since I went full time. Sundays become like my reset day instead of Mondays. And we actually make it more of a family work day. So we're actually not really talking. We're kind of in our own worlds, but
Loud house.
also unconventional. We put a desk in our family room. It's not like the worst thing of work-life integration, but honestly, it allows us, yes, we're not 100% present with each other, but it makes us feel like we have a family co-working day on
Kicked
Sundays.
me out of my gaming dungeon, my man cave.
He used to be in the basement, and I would
So
always
nice
get
and
mad because I just wanted to be around him. And I think that you have to realize, like, when you're 100% present, when you're like there, like would be Sundays where we're like 50% present, but we're around each other, we're around each other's physical presence. And I think that's so important. Instead of shutting the door and going in 2 different rooms, like we're physically next to each other, we can still have side conversations or whatever. And I think that's super important for that balance of knowing, like he said, knowing when you're like working and when you're not. So that's just kind of something that's really worked well for us. Sorry, anything else?
No, you're good. And then just the other days at work, it's like, obviously for my job, like I'm on the floor, I'm coaching athletes and stuff like that, so I'm not going to have my phone on me all the time, 24/7, because I do set it down every now and then there for extents. And like we've gotten better with messaging each other throughout the day and stuff like that, just to stay connected instead of just disconnecting for like 9 hours because we're both grinding away. When we get a message or like a second to talk, we can just have like a quick, hey, how are you? How's the day going? And just super simple. I think we used to not do that. I think it was just like head down, work all day, and then at the end of the day, merge and be like, how was your day? Now we chat more throughout the day.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point, because I actually didn't realize we didn't really do that, but I don't think we did. And I think one thing for me that it helps me stay connected is I don't really care necessarily what's going on in his gym at all times, and he doesn't really care necessarily what's going on with my business at all times. But it's actually really good to semi-know kind of bigger things that are, just because you don't feel so out of the loop. So I'm not as involved with his gym as I used to be, and that was kind of hard for me because I used to be there all the time and I used to be included, and then there was a point where I pushed it all away and was like, I don't want to hear anything, I don't want to be included in anything. I was just too overwhelmed. Sorry, this can't, I'm like, I forgot my little whatever thing, the handheld thing, my Joby. It's like the worst. You guys are all gonna have like to take medicine or something when you're watching this so you don't get dizzy. And so like now being connected where we like don't tell each other everything that's going on in the biz and everyday life, but we tell each other enough so that we still feel connected in each other's businesses without being like fully involved. I think from my perspective that's been really good, because if you do have something, it's not like I don't know about it, or when I have a big meeting or something going on, so we're able to ask each other about that and support each other. So I think that is a really, really good point, is staying connected, but also just setting that boundary. You don't have to know everything, but still staying connected in a little bit of a way. So, okay, we're chatting too much, so I'm gonna let these people go. Do you have any last thoughts?
Good, just communicate.
Communicate. We used to suck at communicating, but
yeah, it's every day.
And I was saying we're still a work in progress, but yeah, it all does come back to communication. So, okay, we're gonna go enjoy the rest of our day. Just kidding. And I came to visit Carolyn Street, but they're on break right now. Look how cute. I can't wait to visit. So that one of those over there used to be my hut last year. It's so cute down here. Super jealous I'm not down here, but it's definitely for the best, being preggers and all. But I'm just so excited for Colleen at Wild Little Fawns, and then Rachel and Steph at Carolyn Street that they're down here. And there's so many amazing vendors. If you live in the area, definitely come visit. But it is a little nostalgic being down here, and I can't believe it took me this long to come visit. Continued the Saturday night date. He's so excited. Where are we? Dun, dun, dun.
A mall. We're at a mall.
Art van! And maybe if we have time, we'll go where?
Bed Bath Beyond? Home Depot? I don't know. Why this is so big?
The art van in Canton, they're like hawks here.
No, they're vultures.